Yo, what up? Hello, hi. Hope we're all doing well. We're having a fantastic weekend right now. Welcome, hey, I'm James. How's it going, my man? Yeah, welcome to the weekend, obviously. Hope you're all having a great start to your weekend, of course. Switch 2. It's a thing now. Yeah, it's oh wow. It's so crazy because, you know, all the channels that have been talking about, you know, the Switch 2, you know, all the rumors, the leaks, the everything, you know, all that stuff. And to finally see the actual trailer for it, holy smokes. I mean, let's be honest, I think this was like the worst kept secret ever. Like, holy crap, to how many times, like, that thing leaked, like, it's crazy. Figure drawing, welcome. Switch game. I see what you did there, I see what you did there. How you doing, figure drawing? Hope you're doing well. But, I don't know, I have a lot of thoughts about the Switch 2. Obviously, you know, we haven't heard any details on, you know, specs. We know a Mario Kart game is obviously going to be the launch title, like, I think we can confirm that. Like, there's no doubt about it, judging by the teaser in the trailer. It's just so insane to me that, you know, Nintendo was just like, here, the Switch 2, look, it's real. Now I want you all to get all the way off our back about this until April. And you can definitely tell that trailer was dropped out of spite. Let's just say that. I think this trailer was like dropped because of all the leaks. I think we can all like pretty much agree on that. I'm gonna be honest. I stopped following Switch 2 like leaks and whatnot. Yo, Frog Boy, what is up? Hope you're doing well. Obviously, I mean, it was kind of expected that Nintendo at some point had to do something about it, like, officially, right? It was inevitable that Nintendo had to do something. You know what I'm saying, chat? Yeah, and I hope everyone, just to go quickly off tangent, I hope you're all having a great start to your weekends. To be honest, to be honest with you, chat, I did throw this kind of last minute. I did throw this discussion stream last minute, but you know, I kind of wanted to, you know, not only let you hear what I think of this, but I also want to hear what you lot are saying. I've already managed to secure a pre-order. It's alright. Are they already taking pre-orders? Didn't realize that. The Mario Kart may have been team battles, objectives, mid-race, battle damage, and more open battle courses in the meantime. Imagine Double Dash remastered for Switch Online. But let's just admit Nintendo had to do a trailer. Oh yeah, they were definitely going to do a trailer. But I don't think nobody was expecting them to release it like literally the day I was still at Core CIC. There seems to be a Wonder Seed in the Mario Kart section. I didn't see that. The only thing that it occurred to me in the Mario Kart section when they showed it was 24 players. That's on the Discord. Alright, bet. And by the way, speaking of the Discord, if y'all want to join it, obviously it's 16, PG-16, so, you know, allow some swearing, but just, you know, try not to do too much of it, okay? Yeah, the things that I noticed in the Mario Kart are obviously the 24 players, and Donkey Kong looking different. All right, let me have a look. Yeah, I could see what you mean. If you want to see the image for yourself, look in my Discord server under Nintendo Games chat. To those who are probably curious to know what I'm looking at. Next will be Mario Kart Deluxe Pro Max. What is this? An iPhone ad or something, or a new iPhone special edition? What is this? Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you all. I am hella hyped for the Switch 2. Like I already know. Like, I've already got the current Switch right here. Which, by the way, this is the like launch Switch. So this is not the OLED or the revision. I do have the Switch Lite, but I just honestly cannot wait to, you know, just have the Switch 2 in my hands. Now, I do know they're doing like a Nintendo Switch 2 excuse me, Nintendo Switch 2 like hands-on experience, so you can go and experience the console for yourself. By the way, the Switch 2 trailer gave you iPhone trailer vibes. You know, and I had that feeling too of like the trailer was kind of. The trailer was kind of like low key, you know. It was quite chill, because if you remember the Switch 1, that was like the like I don't know. It's definitely it was kind of on the down low on the Switch 2 trailer, whereas on the Switch 1 it was like, oh hello, this has never been seen before. I think the reason why I personally think the Switch 2 trailer is like that is because, well, I think Nintendo has already found the winning formula. If you think about it, chat. Like if the Switch 1 was like, okay, this is the new concept Nintendo was gonna go for, the Switch 2 is basically a continuation while also adding new stuff to it. I think they made the trailer like that because everyone knows what a Switch is. Yeah. I mean, like, I think the interesting thing is instead of like sliding them off and then sliding them back on, the Switch 2 is more like, you know, snap, you know? Whereas the Switch 1 trailer needed to show how the system works. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, it's definitely something. It's just honestly kind of low key how the trailer is, you know, if I'm gonna be honest. But you know, at least we've got it. That's one thing. We know now that it's a thing. And speaking of which, there's my reaction to those who are watching this stream and haven't checked out my video yet. The one thing I will say that I'm a bit mixed on. Now, bearing in mind this is such a minor thing, it won't necessarily affect how, you know, it's going to be overall for the console. Is what I will say is, at least the kickstand on the Switch 2 is so much better than this one, because this one, you can literally just break it off. Like, I didn't even need to try, and this thing already broke off. Also, it's quite thingy as well, but... Whereas, like, you know, when they introduced the OLED model, it had, like, a full kickstand. It's kind of like, you know, the Microsoft Surface, like, kind of stands, but smaller. The Switch 2 is basically taking pretty much every note of the Switch OLED, but also changing it in the process as well. Whereas, like, you know, the Switch 1 was more, like this is clearly plastic. The Switch 2 is metal. So it's going to be a lot more sturdier and stronger, you know? And the OLED, like, you couldn't get a plastic screen OLED panel for the OLED model Switch. You had to get, like, an actual glass OLED panel, because that's how you can achieve it. Whereas LCD can be, like, glass or plastic. Which, honestly, I think, you know, we need to get it in our hands more and just spend some time with it to just really, like, kind of feel just how the... Like, just how it is, because a trailer, you know, yes, it could give us what it looks like, but the real experience is when it's in our hands and we can play some games. And I know for a fact that there's probably going to be some people out there that will trade in the Switch 1 for the Switch 2 because of the fact that, you know, it's backwards compatible. It's backwards compatible with Switch 1 games, so it obviously makes, like, it makes less sense why you would keep this console. Obviously, I'm probably going to keep it anyways, because, you know, why not? But also, you know, because I'm a content creator, I'll just say that. But to those who aren't content creators, you know, and want to save up for this console, it obviously makes less sense why to even own the current Switch, you know? Granted, I could see, like, you know, maybe the Switch Lite, people not selling that, you know, for the portability sake. Because, you know, it is a lot smaller than the Switch, like, literally, like, right here. But it makes less sense why to even own that. You try going back to playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe after the trailer and just shut it off. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, I think Mario Kart 9 definitely looks good. I also have... Something also tells me that this was definitely just reusing the same 8 engine as it was first introduced in the Wii U version. But obviously, because, you know, the Switch 2 is going to be more powerful, they have more powerful things to work with, you know? It has more power. It looks like it handles exactly like 8. And, like, the way that the trailer protrudes itself as well, you know, it definitely had... Like, you know when the trailer camera has, like, all that flyover and whatnot? It kind of has that... It does that as well in pretty much all trailers of 8. Even into 8 Deluxe on the Switch. I will say, though, when it does go... Like, when the Switch 2 does actually launch, the first game I'm getting is Mario Kart. Nothing else. I mean, look, could a 3D Mario also be a launch title? Hypothetically, yes, but you never know. I personally think in order to sell Switch 2 systems, Mario Kart has to be a launch title. Like, there's no other way it can't. Because let's think about it, right? Because, and yes, I do agree with you as well, James. While Zelda launched on the Switch 1, it was Mario Kart that eventually sold more units and continues to sell units even now. You know? So Mario Kart 9, or whatever it's going to be called, just makes perfect sense, you know? Because essentially, not only has Nintendo found the winning formula for this, and for the upcoming one, add a Mario Kart to that. There you go. You've just succeeded again. Now, I know there might be some worry of being like, oh god, what if Nintendo messes this up? What if it becomes another Wii U situation? What if we don't get a third Switch? It's called Switch 2. To those who probably might watch this as a VOD and might have that worry. Let's put this into perspective. And we're going to use PlayStation here. Every PlayStation home console has always been numbered. The Switch 2 makes total sense because it's the second console, you know, in a success of the first one. Like, this is the first, the next one will be the second. I saw someone on Twitter say Switch 2 is a worse name than Wii U. Well, they're just wrong. I'm sorry, but what else would they want? What else would they name it? I would love to know. Anyways, Twitter is cancer. Hey, okay. I'm gonna go a bit off. I'm gonna go on a bit of a tangent here about Twitter, and then we'll get back to Switch 2. Twitter is such a fucking cesspool. It is a fucking mess. Just with the amount of stuff you see on Twitter, it's like, what is the point of even going on Twitter? You know? It's so stupid. It's honestly so stupid. And then there's like people calling people like, you know, the World War II German word. If you know, you know. And I'm just like, how does this have anything to do with what this is? This is the problem with Twitter now today. Is people are getting too comfortable with just having the meaning of words mean nothing. It's stupid. Twitter was complaining the Switch 2 has all the charm of the Wii era. Like, bruh. I mean, like, let's put... Okay, okay, this is kind of on topic, but as well. Think about it, right? The Wii had the Wii Remote, and the Wii Remote was like a TV remote. You point, and then you do the action, but you can also move it. The Switch 2 is like a mouse. The Switch 2 is a mouse. So, if you think about it, it's kind of like, you know, you're on your computer. The Switch 2 is too expensive. I don't want it. I'll stick with the Switch 1. Well, the thing is we don't know the final price yet. And the other thing is we haven't seen much details of this. So, we're basing our judgment, like I said, and this is why I definitely, like, you know, to anyone who watches this, either live or in a VOD, I would say save judgment until I would say save judgment Imagine Nintendo just made Switch 1 compatible with Switch 2 is the sneakiest move. They're not gonna do that. It would make no sense. It would honestly make no sense. Like, why would... It would make... It would, if that was the case, then... What's the point even getting the Switch 2? If you own a Switch 2, then you own a Switch 1. Yeah. Because let's think about it, right? Oh. Let's think about it, right? Switch 2 is backwards compatible with Switch 1 games. What's the point having this console? So yeah, Mario Plays Gaming technically has a point there. If you own a Switch 2, you technically also own a Switch 1. You own two consoles in one. I would, like I said, I would save judgment. I would save the judgment. Same as the Wii U and Wii. Doesn't have GameCube. But I feel like at this rate, Nintendo wasn't going to add GameCube compatibility back in the hardware. I mean, they sold it as an accessory, but like the actual OS for the Virtual Wii, yeah, that was already well long gone. I mean, if you think about it, the Family Edition came out 1 year prior to the Wii U. Anyways, let's get back on topic. We're going a bit off topic here. I mean, it's pretty obvious that the Switch 2 is going to be 400 quid. How do we know that? Like I said, I think we should save judgment. Because I feel like if we... I mean, look, I don't mind speculation and, you know, guessing, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's like... Seeing it, you know, for our own eyes, seeing it in our own eyes is the better way. I am also going to change the music. Let's see. I can't read. I don't know. I can't see chat right now, so do apologize about that. Okay. I don't want the. I don't really want the extended ones. Okay, there we go. Put some Mario Kart Wii on. Why not? Besides, Mario Kart Wii is the best game. Now, obviously, to get on the Mario, since we're talking about Mario Kart, it's pretty interesting, to say the least. It's interesting because, like, the karts kind of, like, the whole karts and the whole characters kind of look smaller than the track. But I argue, like, I was having this discussion like 2 days ago. I was having this discussion 2 days ago with Ryan from Corsi IC on like how small the characters are in the trailer. I basically argued like this could just easily just be the trailer just making it look like that, and when we get to you know, when we see it from the gameplay perspective, then we can see how either big or small they are. But if you like look at the ramp as well, it is definitely larger than the characters. I will say that. The one thing as well, I do also appreciate that I did not notice as well in the Mario Kart like 9 teaser or in the Switch 2 trailer, is that the flames that run out of the car's like exhaust hose are multicolored this time around. So instead of just having one color, it's actually multiple, which I honestly think that is pretty dang good. Also, let's just say this out the gate. Most of the characters, if not like any, look like the Mario Bros. Wonder designs. But something also tells me it kind of also has that, you know, it kind of has that kind of Mario 64 vibes. You know, it has that Mario 64 vibes. Does anyone else think that, or is it just me? 24 drivers instead of 12. Yep, that is confirmed. And if you paused it right before, you know, the camera disappears, all that, and counted, there is 24. It's quite insane, to be honest, for a Mario Kart game to have 24 players. Because I'm gonna be honest, if you wanted to play like in CTGP Revolution, to use that mod, for example, there is like a 24 driver like ability online, if I remember correctly. Which honestly, I think that's just quite overkill. Especially for, you know, how the Wii was able to handle it. Okay. Put this back. Honestly, as you know, I am going to be covering Mario Kart. We're going to be covering all the new modes, the tracks, the, I don't know, if it has a mission mode, which fingers crossed if it does, we might cover that. Definitely, we're going to be playing a lot of online, you know, we'll be grinding. And obviously, you lot in the chat will obviously be invited to also participate as well. "24 players is madness." It is quite insane. But if you think about it, it makes sense because, you know, more powerful hardware. Now, what I will say is, could they have technically pulled this off better on the Switch? Had they not re-released Mario Kart 8 and actually developed a new Mario Kart game for this console and did that 24 drivers thing? In theory, maybe, but in actuality, probably not. Because because we have to remember that this console is literally a 2015 spec device released in 2017. So, I mean, it makes sense, you know. It definitely does make sense why now we can have the ability, but I feel like, though, the Switch to me is like, if we look at the Switch, the Wii U, when you look at it, kind of looks like a prototype for what the Switch would eventually be, because of, you know, the gamepad right here, which I had conveniently just right there. You can't see it, but it is just conveniently sitting there. Probably needs charging. But then the Switch was like, okay, we're going to dissolve the console part and the handheld part, and we're going to combine it and make it like this, and the dock is how you connect it to the TV. Toad's Factory, that's good. Okay, I will say, if Toad's Factory comes back as a retro track, I think many people would be very happy. I will say that. I think many people will be very happy because of the fact that they had, like, you know, they had a lot of opportunities throughout the 6 waves of the 8 Deluxe one to basically just add it, but he didn't. Which does also put into perspective of, like, you know, what other, like, what retro tracks are going to be featured in it? My two tracks that I'm hopeful for retro tracks to be featured is obviously Toad's Factory, because everyone likes that track, and Luigi's Mansion, DS Luigi's Mansion, because that hasn't been properly in a Mario Kart game. Obviously, its last appearance was in Tour, and its first appearance in DS, but in a console game, it was actually 7 as a retro track. So if DS Luigi's Mansion appears as a retro track in that game, I would be happy. Because I think it honestly deserves a chance to be in another console Mario Kart game. We're getting coconut mauled. Yeah! One thing I will say about the Switch 2 Joy-Cons is, honestly, you know, they're not fully coloured this time around. But, before I talk about the negative, the positive is they did make the stick a little bit better this time around. They had some sort of like, I don't know what the word is, chat, if you know what the word is I'm thinking of, let me know, or put it in the chat. It's like a way that it can prevent it from collecting dust. So as you're playing, and if dust tries to seep its way in, Joy-Con drift is going to be less of an issue. Yes, Luigi's Mansion is mid. I would prefer a track centered around Luigi's Mansion 2 or 3, or Yoshi Part 2 from Mario Arcade Grand Prix. Half of the track is full of Luigi's Mansion references. Well, I say, the thing is, the reason why I picked Luigi's Mansion, DS Luigi's Mansion, is because that hasn't had another reappearance in a Mario Kart game, if you think about it. And its last appearance was in Tour. They could have easily ported that track because they already had the assets already made for it to be ported to Tour, not Tour, to A Deluxe. They just didn't. I personally think, had there not been that much abundance of Wii tracks being represented in the game, I personally think DS Luigi's Mansion would have got in. I believe it would. The problem, and the thing is with arcade tracks is it's relatively different than your console one, and it's also developed by Bandai Namco as well. You're never going to see any of those tracks in a console game unless, like, you know, Nintendo wants to add them. I mean, I wouldn't personally be against it, you know? I wouldn't be against it. But the likelihood? Yeah, it's just not really gonna happen. You forgot the arcade games, they had a timer. Yeah. I think it's there, so it's like, let's say if someone just, like, leaves while they were in the middle of a game, at least someone who might spot it might be able to pick up the pace and try and win. Yo, David, what is up? How are we doing? Yes, I have seen the Switch 2 trailer, David. I did post my reaction as well, which Nightbot is perfect timing there, Nightbot. Alright, to get back to my point about the Joy-Cons as well for the Switch 2, I liked when the Joy-Cons were, like, fully coloured. The Switch 2 Joy-Cons are coloured only, like, right in the analog stick for them. Which, I mean, it makes it look sleek. It makes them look sleek on the Switch 2, if I'm going to be honest with you. But why are the only colors in the little these things and also in the analog stick? Now, the argument I heard yesterday was, and honestly, I think it's quite a stupid argument. Is like parents seeing this and being like, "Take those Joy-Cons off," and I'm just like, what a stupid argument. Like, okay, if a Switch console was in your living room, and yes, it might yes, it might grab and attract attention because of how colorful these things are. But then you don't realize that the Switch already had grey Joy-Cons to begin with. So theoretically, you could have either swapped them if you had them. So then that argument just gets completely thrown out the window. I just didn't understand the whole argument of like parents telling their kids, "Hey, take the color Joy-Cons off." I'm like, what are you trying to achieve with that argument? So it just looks like this, and even in the dark, it just makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, I tried to understand the argument, and I could definitely see it. Also, yo, Levy, what is up? How are you doing? I could understand where they were coming from, but like, if you're a parent and your kid had the colourful, the neon red and blue Joy-Cons already on, and the console is in the dark in the living room, and you as a parent, first thought is to tell your kid to take the Joy-Cons off and put them somewhere. A shitty argument. I'm sorry, I don't believe for a second. I don't believe for a fucking single second that a parent is telling their kids, take those Joy-Cons off, put them somewhere, it's distracting. No! Of course the kid isn't going to take them off. No, unless the parents are really like, are going to force them, then okay. Whatever, I can't control that. But surely the parents must, like, have some common knowledge for this. I'm sorry, but if you agree with that argument, I'm sorry, just why? Explain to me why. The Joy-Cons are a part of the Switch, yes! But, like, but the color ones is what I'm talking about. Like, on a Switch console, and it's docked as well, right? Is it gonna grab attention? Like I said, yes, but it's like, if you bought, like, let's say official grey Joy-Cons, just take the color ones off, snap the grey ones on, call it a day. And if that is the case, then I'm sorry, but it doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever that a parent is going to go to their kid to tell them to take it off because it doesn't fit the living room. Because it doesn't fit with the rest of the living room. And I'm like, what is your argument? I don't understand where you're coming from with this. It just baffled my mind of what I was hearing. I just fully couldn't agree with that standpoint. It's just so insane. Yeah, so that's the one thing. Anyways, I didn't expect to go on this rant, but I had to go on this rant because what I heard was so incredibly stupid that I felt like I had to go on the stream the next day and to talk about it, which is today, honestly. And if you're watching this in like maybe when the Switch 2 is around, let us know how it is. But yeah, if I'm gonna be, I think okay, I'll play devil advocate for the Joy-Cons. I definitely think there might be colored, like fully colored Joy-Cons. But if it's true that the Joy-Con colors are only going to be in the joystick and on the on this thing, I don't know what the name is. I'm not even gonna attempt to try. It's insane to think that the Joy-Cons are distracting and you get forced to take them on. When I heard that argument, I just thought it was so insane. It's just like, so look, I know the guy, and I know where Brian from Core CIC was coming from, but because you know he is also a parent himself. But like, I just couldn't agree with him. You know, I just couldn't agree with where he was, with his viewpoint on that. It's like what? It's like if him himself basically told his kid, like, you know, take the Joy-Cons off. Of course, he's gonna have some common knowledge because he also is definitely getting the Switch 2 as well, just to put on a positive spin on this. But I just couldn't agree with his take. It's such a shit take. Anyways, rant over. Talk about Switch 2. I do hope the Switch 2 has colourful Joy-Cons like this, and because I expect them to probably might come out with like 2 colours, you know, like similar to like the Switch. Technically use this, like this is the grey one, but the third party. But like, you know, you have the grey one, and then you have the like the neon one, or a different colour of it, because the colour there on the Joy-Cons were actually different than the neon red and blue one. I wonder if they would do a neon red and blue Switch 2 Joy-Cons. It would be interesting to see. Yeah, it would definitely be interesting to see. Obviously, you know, at the end of that trailer as well, we did get like a Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna depending on what, it's obviously April, but I think it was like April 2nd, and I think that falls on a Wednesday. Yeah, so I could definitely do a reaction stream to it, like completely live, by the way, while we're at it. Yo, Scott, what is up? How are we doing? Welcome to the Switch 2 discussion stream. Now, what I will say is, as well, to talk about the Switch 2, is I can understand, you know, the other viewpoints of, like, you know, people not being necessarily as hyped for it. But I think the reason why... This is just my complete utter speculation on this, so take it with a grain of salt if you wish. But I feel like the reason why people aren't as excited for the Switch 2 is because, like, you know, I don't know. It's definitely difficult to put it into words, but it kind of like... It's like once you've seen the Switch 1, you've definitely seen the Switch 2, and it's like, you know, because we obviously have no information to go off, we only have, you know, the visuals. So no matter how much you speculate or do this, do that, you know, all that stuff, then yeah, I just can't I just can't see it any other way, to be honest. And look, if you aren't personally excited for Switch 2, that's fine, you know. I'm personally excited for it because, you know, it's like we've been waiting forever, and I feel like you know, having a discussion about what the things the Switch 1 does, that the Switch that with the Switch 1 that holds it back. I hope with the Switch 2 that it is actually very good. I would like to see the performance of the Switch 2 to be more akin to maybe like a PlayStation 4, maybe Xbox One, in that regard, where it's like in docked mode, it's like 2K, for example, and then when undocked, for example, it's like 1080p. I would love to see Nintendo do that. Now, granted, what I will say is it's probably not going to have the best specs, so I want to make sure I emphasize that point, because let's be honest. No matter if we say, oh, Nintendo has to have the latest technology, the most powerful hardware. Now, I do go into this kind of like mentality when I eventually release the Wii video on my other channel. I wasn't really going to talk about the video I was planning for my second channel, but I feel like I had to talk about it. Nintendo hasn't always been about the most powerful, latest, and greatest, you know. Like the Switch 1, yes, it holds it back because of, well, what's inside. It's mainly 2015. Had this console come out in 2015, it would have been like the latest console with those specs. But obviously, you know, 2015 specs, released 2017. I do hope the Switch 2 is at least more powerful, maybe even more powerful over a standard PS4 and Xbox One, but maybe just at the levels of a PS4 Pro and an Xbox One X. Like I said, this is just my complete utter guess on how it is. We have yet to see it. We have yet to see it in action and see it for ourselves. The one thing I will say about the Switch 2 chat and gamers, I hope the menu, you know, the whole menu has music. Personally, I don't care if the games run on if the games on Switch 2 are 60 FPS, which it's likely going to be because, you know, powerful hardware. If they still run good, I definitely have a good feeling we definitely are going to get some Switch 2 games that will definitely run good. But then you're gonna, you know, let's just expect it to also have some very crappy games as well. I mean, at least the one thing is like, you know, the one problem with Mario and Luigi Brothership with the Switch 1's performance will just be completely mitigated thanks to the Switch 2's powerful hardware. Now, this could also be that when it's running in backwards compatibility mode, that Nintendo is adding the hardware from the Switch 1 into the Switch 2 so that it can still achieve that same accurate performance. But what I would like to see Nintendo also do with those Switch 1 games is let them take full advantage of that hardware as well. Like, for example, like, we know we probably might not see a Zelda game, but what they could do with the Switch 2 is upscale Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom to run at a higher resolution and even at 60 FPS. Like, they could make new versions of Switch 1 games that have the Switch 2 enhanced badge underneath it, you know? And those Switch 2 enhanced And with it being Switch 2 enhanced, means if you put that Switch 1 game into the Switch 2, it would download a patch that would then run that game at 60 FPS, and when you put it in the Switch 1, it runs just exactly how it ran when it launched. Because I feel like there's even in the third-party department, there's a lot of games that run at 30 FPS. So okay, this is, again, complete guess, I want to say. But I do hope that Nintendo updates Switch 1 packaging to have Switch 2 enhanced, or if they're not going to be enhanced for the Switch 2, just have it where those prints have backwards compatible with Switch 2 sticker somewhere on the box. I think thanks to the more powerful hardware, I think it's definitely gonna be thingy. Patches are a good idea for backwards compatibility, but it's interesting how they said some games can't be transferred. I think you're referring to where some games may not work on that console. I think that's what you're referring to. And when I say patches, by the way, and when I say patches, I mean like you put that Switch 1 game in, like I said, like, you know, again, to use Zelda because those two games were running at 30. If you put the cartridge in the Switch 2, and you attempt to start it, it would say like, "Hey, we've actually enhanced this game to run a little bit better. Would you like to download it?" And if you click yes, it would download it, and then it would run the game pretty much better than the Switch 1. But if it like lets you in immediately without a patch, without a patch, it would just literally go full backwards compatibility mode. It probably would run in Switch 1 levels of speed. Which is strange, I feel, since I wonder what specific Switch 1 games can't work with Switch 2. The one that's coming to my mind is like Labo, Nintendo Labo. Because you have to have a Switch 1 to work with that, and because the Joy-Cons are a little bit more bigger and taller, I could just see how it's not going to be fully compatible with Switch 2. I could also see Ring Fit Adventure. I could see Ring Fit Adventure probably not being compatible. I could see Switch Sports being partially incompatible because of the leg strap accessory that is included. Do I have it? Oh, no. Okay. I was thinking if I had the box like nearby, I could just show it on the stream, but I didn't. It's in the box with all the other Switch games. Forgot about Lobo. And you know what? You know what? That's fine. That's fair. Personally, I think everybody kind of forgot about Labo. I think even Nintendo themselves probably would forget. I wouldn't doubt in my mind that when it does happen, that there will be people out there that will try and see if Labo works on the Switch 2. And if it, let's say if some Switch 1 games doesn't, will there be like, you know, you put it in the cartridge slot, and will the Switch 2 home menu tell you this game is not compatible with Switch 2? Please put it in the Nintendo Switch to play the game. You know, like it would be blacklisted essentially from being played. That's the only way I could see some incompatible games being, where you can't actually launch them because of a message blocking that idea. Or like blocking your ability to play that game. I could still see Switch. I still can see Switch Sports still working, partially. But because of one sport requiring you the leg strap accessory, it probably will be out of the question. Now, could it be that maybe Nintendo finds a way to make the leg strap accessory work with Switch 2? Maybe, but we have to remember the Switch 2 Joy-Cons are bigger than the Switch 1 Joy-Cons, so it definitely wouldn't be out of the question to say Switch Sports would definitely be incompatible, but partially. And the keyword is partially. Ah yes, we remember Road, how lovely. Yeah, I'm personally looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to try and get it day one. Fingers crossed. And because, we've got a lot more time until it officially, launches, I'm definitely going to be saving up, that's for sure. I personally also want to know about the Switch 2 when we do see more of the Switch 2 hardware itself. Is the OS going to be more centered around the click? I'm gonna wait until to buy it, saving up and waiting to see how well it runs. I feel like probably in the US, because Nintendo likes the US more than the UK. I do have a feeling that there will be some kiosk units that will go out that people can try. So I don't doubt that you could go to Walmart or Best Buy or excuse me, or Target, I think that's the other one, and see kiosk demos for Switch 2 and can play Mario Kart and whatnot, so you can get a feel for the performance of the Switch 2. Because let's be honest, Nintendo loves the US more than the UK. Now, Nintendo could possibly also put up some kiosk units for retailers in the UK. I could see I could definitely see maybe Curry's PC World maybe get one, but they would have to find where the space would have to find the space. Nintendo's US favoritism. Because if I'm gonna be real, I think Nintendo likes the US more because the fact that the UK doesn't even have a single Nintendo Switch kiosk that people can actually play. I still remember when the Wii U and 3DS kiosks were a thing you could go walk into and have fun playing the demos on. Now the UK could probably have the Switch 2 as well, but it depends again on space. And yeah, I'll also say as well, there's my reaction. There's the video for the reaction. Let me. skip a few music. I hate how on Opera, I hate on Opera that you have to go through so many extra steps just to, just to get to, you know, like, just to check something. Alright, well, we're actually one more like until 10. So, if you are enjoying this, be sure to give it a like. Alright, anyways, that's just the one thing I wanted to check. Right. Yeah, it would be interesting to see also how many of the games also utilize like the switch to like being a mouse. Remember playing a demo of Mario Odyssey when they were showing off the Switch 1 in GameStop. You died though. I mean, it's a fortunate thing for you lot in the US who can play a kiosk demo version of the Switch games. We hardly got any of that. Now, could let's just say, play devil's advocate here, could let's just say Nintendo's only favorite place in the UK, London, because I swear to God, every time, like, anywhere else in the world apart from the UK only knows London or only knows Manchester. They don't know anywhere else. It's either London, Manchester, or that's it. They don't know a Leeds, they don't know a Liverpool, they don't know Birmingham, they don't know what else? What else is a big city? I don't know. Anyways, that's not my... The point is like, I think if you're an international company, like let's say if you're in Japan, right, and you want to expand abroad, why is the first choice to be like, oh yeah, let's have our operations in London? It's like, excuse me. Just a weird nitpick, but you know, it's just so funny to me. It's just so funny. But yeah, I know the Switch to UK experience is being held in London. Fun. Because of course, why wouldn't it not be held in London? The loopy on London. Yep. Yeah, very loopy on that London. But, you know, Switch 2, absolutely looking forward to it. In fact, I'm actually going to re-watch the trailer. Because there might be things I might actually want to talk about while I'm watching this trailer again. Let me have a look. Yeah. Do the Switch. Do the UK one. I will say I do like the dock. I do like the dock. Yeah, this is the one thing that I think the Switch OLED did better than the Switch 2, in my opinion, is the kickstand. You know, better than the Switch non-OLED. Like, I literally earlier, I literally just demonstrated me breaking it off because of how flimsy it is. But I think the Switch OLED had a much better kickstand, in my opinion. Because of just, like, you know, you could see the logo and whatnot. To answer your question as well, Scott, yes, I do like the new Mario Kart game. I'm personally always... I mean, this might sound ironic to a lot of you, but I'm always, like, trying to always find the positive in everything. Like, yes, there is there's negatives, but I also do try to find the positives in things. But this one is kind of a negative. About the kickstand, not the game, by the way, just to clarify what I mean. It looks fun. I personally, you know what? Yeah, I agree with that. It definitely looks very fun. I can't wait to get my hands on it. You know, we're gonna probably do this live. You know, just uncover everything, maybe play some online afterwards. My only worry with the new Mario Kart game is, and this has been a track record that we've seen with Nintendo's, like, more, you could say, recent games, is how incredibly easy they are making it. Nintendo should definitely add that sense of challenge. You know what I'm saying, chat? Nintendo should have some sort of challenge, because if they make it where, like 50cc is gonna be easy, but like if 150cc is also easy, like pathetically easy, I think my stance on Mario Kart 9 might actually change. I'm still gonna probably play it, you know, but it's looking promising. But that is my worry with this with that. $200cc. It's challenging, but it's like, you know, the challenge is rewarding once it's been paid off. I hope they refine 200cc, in my opinion, to be a little bit more better and controllable. Because the one thing I don't like about Mario Kart 8, how they've implemented 200cc, which, for the record, I never completed the Wii U version of 200cc because, like, if I have no reason to play through the Grand Prix on that version to unlock a new character or something, what's the point? So I never did. I did eventually do on the Switch version because, you know, Gold Mario. And yeah, I did have to. I think there might have been times where I had to restart. I can't remember. It's been a very long time. I was just honestly just happy that. Yo, Carl, what is up? Mario Kart with 5,000cc. That would be insane. That would honestly be quite insane. Yes. It would be quite hell. I mean, 24 players already is, like, such an insane thing, but if you think about it, it also makes sense. Anyways, if I'm gonna be honest, the kickstand here, which you can go to the trailer to and pause it at 36 seconds into the video, I'm a bit torn on the kickstand for it, to be honest. I could see why Nintendo has done it, you know, to probably help with airflow and ventilation and whatnot, maybe. I think the vents might actually be at the top, maybe, or at the bottom. The hope is for Mario Kart that it lets you still choose between 12 and 24 players. Yeah. I feel like if you select the 24 characters, you might have like new opportunities to maybe unlock new characters. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo unlocked some of the new characters behind, you know, you having to like play through 24 players. As long as 12 and 24 players Grand Prix aren't separated, I think that would be a very smart decision on Nintendo to just let them choose what it is. But if they want to unlock, let's say, exclusive characters that can only be played through 24, they have to play through 24 players. Yeah. Anyways, to close out my point, I'm a bit mixed on the kickstand. I have to see for myself personally about it. And bearing in mind, this is coming from someone who's not only used, obviously, this, but also the OLED Switch on Thursdays and Fridays. I don't know, I'm a bit mixed on it. I mean, the one thing is I do appreciate that it's literally taking pretty much all of the great things of the OLED and putting it into a new console. That's one thing I will say I like, and you can definitely see that the iteration is. What does the OLED Switch kickstand looks like? Okay, visualize this Switch 2 kickstand, but then add the little like. But then add the logo and make it look fully covered. That's what it looks like. I mean, obviously you can search it up as well. Let's see, maybe we can Google it. Which OLED? Here we are. There you go, Scott. That's what it looks like. And that's pretty much like the Switch 2 is pretty much continuing in the feet of the OLED. And for the record, again, that's what the Switch 2 kickstand looks like. Again, I'm a bit mixed on the kickstand. I have to see it for myself in person, but I mean, the one thing is sorry about that. Maybe if they make different model Switch 2 of the Switch 2, then they can add different kickstands. But then my argument to that is why? You know, like why would Nintendo feel the need to just make two separate Switch 2s, one with and without the full covered kickstand? You know, you could just sell that as like maybe as a I don't know, £10 accessory or a $15 accessory. I don't know. That you could just add if you ever wanted to. Now granted, I don't think many people will, but there might be some that might do. Yo, Josh. Switch 2 looks underwhelming. They are dropping these handheld computers for $500 this year. I wonder if there's gonna be any. I wonder if there's gonna be games from the OG Switch that will be in the Switch 2. If it's backwards compatible, it's pretty much gonna be almost pretty much all Switch 1 games, apart from some that might not be compatible, which I did talk about. So like with the OG Switch and Switch OLED being different, it's weird how it works. Maybe possible. I mean, if you look at the if we look at the perspective of the Switch kickstand, it's like, let's see, we do this real quick. Like, you've got very limited movements. You've either got like this, which you can just make it look flimsy, but yeah, you can't make it go any further. And then if you're a psychopath, you can just fully take it off if you want. I mean, it is quite flimsy, the kickstand on the Switch 1. I don't know what Nintendo was thinking with this. They could have literally have made it just like what the OLED eventually did do, and make it like a full-on like kickstand. You know, like on the Microsoft Surface devices, like those kind of ones. They are dropping these handheld computers for $500 this year, like $500. That's what I'm going to assume, anyways. I mean, we have to understand the Switch. Handheld PCs and the Switch 2 is obviously going to be in two different ranges. Because the Switch 2 is obviously probably not going to use... It probably might use powerful specs, but it's probably not going to use latest. You know? Like, Nintendo has never always been about the most powerful hardware. Can we just all agree on that? I mean, yes, would we like it if Nintendo just used more powerful like specs to make the console more powerful? But at the end of the day, Nintendo has already abandoned the idea of being very competitive in the market. Like, when the Nintendo Wii just launched, the Wii was basically just doing its thing. Like, Nintendo, they were doing their thing. Like, they weren't even trying to be competitive. And it sold well. And you could definitely see that with, you know, the Wii U, the Switch, and likely the Switch 2. Because, you know, ever since they've abandoned the competitive, like, strategy, and being just like, you know, we're just going to do our own thing. We're not even going to try and be competitive with the Xbox and PlayStation. It worked. They're kind of doing their own thing to be in the market without needing to compete much. Yeah, exactly. I do go over this in the Wii video on my other channel, Item Box. But, you know, I just have yet to edit more of it. It's in the editing process, by the way, in case anyone wants to know. Yeah, they'll be releasing a video on the Nintendo Wii. I won't tell you what the topic is, but just know what I said here is likely what I'm going to say in that video. But yeah, Nintendo has, like I said, Nintendo has never tried to be competitive. Like ever since the Wii, they've never been competitive again. And if they were to do a more powerful one, you know, like let's say if Nintendo wanted to try and go back into the market to be competitive, they probably would be blown out of the water instantly, and the Switch 2 would have probably flopped. But since not only is it launching with a Mario Kart game, it's just that momentum of what the Switch 1 did is instantly going to carry further into the Switch 2. I did see in a different Discord server the prices for the Switch 2. but I was like, I'm going to hold off until we know this is actually confirmed or not. Because you never know, like, pricing from leak to the actual one is definitely different. Besides the Steam Deck, the Switch is one of the few that is also a hybrid to make it unique. See, yeah, another point there. Imagine if we probably see the characters in different different themes from Mario Kart Tour, from Mario Kart 9. I mean, if they revisit that idea, I had to figure. Can't speak. I definitely think it would be cool. Yeah, and to bring back up the point of the Steam Deck. If you think about the Steam Deck, it's essentially the whole reason the Steam Deck exists is so that people can play the PC games that they've purchased on Steam on an actual handheld PC, like console itself. Like that. And it makes sense. And obviously, the Switch is very different. Like I have yet to see anyone in the handheld PC gaming market make something that looks that has the ability of a Joy-Con to be able to take off. I have yet to see that happen. I have yet to see it from any other manufacturer. Yeah, I have yet to see it from... I have yet to see it. But yeah, honestly, I am looking forward to Switch 2. I'll definitely probably will do an unboxing video. Then we'll do a stream where we look at the new Mario Kart game. Yeah. And then that's our console for the years to come until the Switch 3, I suppose. And you know what's funny is now that the Switch 2 has been actually announced, people who were making all the videos are like, oh shit, how am I going to pay my bills now? Nintendo has basically just destroyed my ability to get my bills paid. Granted, the Switch 1's Joy-Cons aren't the best. Here's hoping the Switch 2. It definitely, from what we've all seen visually, and when the stick, the stick when it was moving, it was like one part of it. I don't know if I can recreate it or not. It was kind of like that. On the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, there's like some sort of like, I don't know what it's called. It's like some sort of like thing that helps prevent it from Joy-Con drifting. So it definitely seems like Nintendo has definitely have seriously looked into that. Now, why can they have not done that with the Switch 1 Joy-Cons at that? Beats me. Really beats me, to be honest. Took them long enough? Yep. Yep. It's just so insane to me that it took them until this console to finally fix the one thing people complained about for all these years. And the other thing as well is what I will say is that the Switch 2 like device, not the Joy-Cons or anything like that. At least that it's being metal. That being metal definitely helps. Like fingers crossed, anyways. Helps the Switch 2 be a little bit more sturdy. The Switch 1, because the problem with the Switch 1, I don't know how well I can demonstrate this, but there is a little bit of like if you do this, there is a little bit of flex, like in the Joy-Cons and whatnot when the Switch when it's like attached to the console itself. Now, I did also see as well on Twitter and on Reddit of like the sticking out of the things where the Joy-Cons will snap onto. I did see some that are like that is definitely easily going to break off, and it's definitely going to cost Nintendo a lot of money. Also, even a lawsuit as well, if that's the case. But I have a good feeling that it may not be the case because I feel like if it was protruding that much, then yeah, I feel like there might be a good lawsuit case on the hands. Honestly, I don't think really it's going to. It's not really going to, in my opinion. We just have to see how incredibly like sturdy it is, and if it's not protruding that incredibly much, which doesn't seem like it, because when it was like when the Joy-Cons were snapped on, it definitely looked very flush. Now, granted, they probably used like a 3D model that to realistically give the idea to them. Hope it's not too heavy. Well, I mean, considering it's an 8-inch screen, it's definitely going to be a lot to be desired. Light Blue Yoshi fan 02, you're doing well. Welcome to the Switch 2 discussion stream, where we're talking everything about Nintendo Switch 2. And and if you have any thoughts on the Switch 2, let us know in chat. We would love to hear your thoughts and whatnot. I will say this Switch. By the way, any games you wish you want for Switch 2? I would love to see maybe a new 3D Mario game, platformer, maybe a 2D one that isn't Mario Bros. Wonder, and adds challenge. Probably some new Sonic games, but that's more third party. But Luigi's Mansion 4, that's another one. New Mario Party, obviously. What else? Probably like maybe another attempt at Switch Sports, where they actually, try. They actually try for once to actually make Switch Sports like, like what Wii Sports is. How is this music? Okay, I'm gonna switch that one. What else? What else do I want for the Switch 2? I don't know, to be honest. aside from the ones that I mentioned, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know of any others. Anyone in chat? Then Switch 2 Sports would be nice to see if they... we need 1-2 Switch 2 to come. No, I don't think we do. I don't think we do. I would like to see maybe... Obviously, it's going to be depending on the sales figures, obviously. I would love to see maybe ARMS get a redemption game. Obviously, I think the biggest game for those who are obviously into this franchise is Splatoon 4 and possibly 5, because we had 2 and 3 on the Switch 1. Obviously, you know, to the Zelda fans, new Zelda games, new 3D Zelda game, new, I don't know, maybe a new 2D Zelda game, maybe a new Metroid game. I don't know. I'm just throwing things at the wall. For those who probably would be definitely excited for that. Let's see. Oh, that would be good. That would be good, Scott. Yeah, a new Mario baseball game, because Europe never got the Mario Sluggers game for the Wii. Yeah, it only released in Japan and in the US, and for whatever reason, never released in Europe. Whatever reason, which is kind of odd because like that, it's like every other Wii game released in Europe. So, what was technically holding that game back from being released in Europe? I have no idea. Now, it could be that just baseball as a whole isn't popular in Europe. That's the only reason I could possibly think why it was never released in Europe. It's kind of like a shitty excuse, because it's like Wii Sports had it and people enjoy baseball. And by the way, I don't watch baseball, so I could be completely and utterly wrong. And obviously, any comments down below, you know, feel free to correct me otherwise. And plus, I'm pretty sure it would have done pretty dang well sales-wise in Europe as well, had they released it. Maybe a new Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, and hopefully it's actually really good. Probably another Mario Luigi game that actually, you know, that actually doesn't overstay its welcome and just gets straight to the point, because because Mario Luigi Brothership is like, okay, thanks, but I think we should I think we need to get to the point. Yeah, I did mention Luigi's Mansion 4, Scott. I did mention Luigi's Mansion 4 before. And that's a game I definitely would be getting when that releases. Like, there's no doubt. I mean, I bought the second game and covered it on this channel last year. Number 4 would definitely be the one that I would definitely get the most. I still have yet to play the third game, and have yet to even find a copy of the first game. I have installed the first game 3DS version on it. That ice boss brings back memories. Okay, I think we're gonna switch to another one. I like how there's one video here that its description looks very AI generated. Anyways, let's turn it off. For C, I think. No, that's just. What's 4H? No. It's 4G. Ah, here we are. Okay. Maybe some Dynasty Warrior inspired games like Hyrule Warriors. Could see that. Yeah, definitely could see that. I don't know. I would love to see some like game show video games on the Switch too. You know, like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, maybe Deal or No Deal, The Weakest Link. You know, like those licensed TV show, TV game shows. Because we have had them before, like on the Switch, DS, Wii. Not a single one on 3DS or Wii U for that matter, in fact, which is interesting to think about. Obviously PS1 also had some as well, and PS2. I don't know. I don't know what else I could possibly think of, because, you know, I would love to see maybe a Wii Party like game on the Switch too as well. How about the best game ever, Game Builder Garage 2? Remember that forgettable mess? Nope, because I've never played it. Obviously, you know, like, obviously Sonic games, obviously that's gonna be something. Oh, Mario Maker 3? Yeah. I definitely would buy that. I know someone would absolutely lose their mind. Lose their mind if a Mario Maker 3 happened. To be honest, I almost kind of forgot about Mario Maker, to be honest. I have the second game and the first one, but I haven't really gone and really like played them. A certain Waluigi fan. Yep. Speaking of that Waluigi fan, he did actually play Country Returns yesterday, or yesterday night. But yeah, I don't know what else to really say, to be honest. Have a look at the trailer. I do have to say, if you look at a comparison between the Switch 1 Joy-Cons, the Switch 1 Joy-Cons versus the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, you can see they're quite big by comparison. Sorry about that, everybody. Just had to mute for a second. I'm just personally looking forward to it. I think that's just it. And okay, what I will say. I wonder if some Switch 2 games can work on Switch 1. No, it's if it says play Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games, it's going to be on the Switch 2. Otherwise, what's even the point of not only selling the Switch 1, but then what's the point of buying the Switch 2, if you think about it? I could see Nintendo maybe do some like multi-platform releases, but then there might be some that like work only on the Switch 2. Like, okay, let's put it this way, right? Let's say a game is being developed for both Switch 1 and Switch 2. Switch 2 could just... The build of the Switch 2 version that they have on the cartridge is, you know, high resolution, 60 FPS, looks amazing, and could even probably take advantage of some exclusive Switch 2 features as well. Like, what if there was a one in the Switch 2 version of it that you could use the Switch 2 Joy-Con mouse, you know, to do some task. And also, you know, it would make like certain point-and-click adventure games possible thanks to that. You know, like Five Nights at Freddy's. I would love to see if Click Team patches the remaster to add in mouse cursor support. Yeah, it definitely would be interesting. And on the Switch 2, like on the back of the Switch, like one box, there could be like a little fine print that says some features may be better played on the Switch 2 or something like that. I don't know how they would word it, but you know, it would be something along those lines. Yeah. It's in. The only thing that I will say that I hope Nintendo does, and if they doesn't, I am extremely disappointed that they didn't. Here are the things. It needs to have a home menu with home menu music, and maybe when you launch the game, maybe have like some sort of like splash screen with music. You know, kind of like the Wii U, but maybe kind of like the Wii. I would like to see maybe the Meme Maker actually be, you know, at the front of the home menu instead of buried in the settings. The eShop to not be laggy as hell, because holy shit, is it laggy on the Switch 1. And themes. Give us themes, Nintendo! Give us themes. Like, holy shit, is that not a hard concept? You did that on the 3DS. You looked like you were going to do it again on the Switch. Why did you not do it, Nintendo, on the Switch 1? And that's where I want to see Switch 2 to have themes. That you can and when you're in the themes, there's a button that says Nintendo buy themes on Nintendo eShop. You click that and you would go to, you know, the themes. Like, you know, you could have a Mario one, a Luigi one, like third parties like Sonic or anything, or you know what I mean? Oh, and by the way, to get back to the games, we definitely need another Super Smash Brothers game. That's another one. Or a theme creator. I don't think Nintendo would do a theme creator. And the one thing I also want the Switch 2 home menu to be like is, please, have some like why can I not think of the words? Please just have like, please just not make it look static. Please have like some kind of like either movement or make it look lively, you know? You could take notes from Windows 8 or 10 for that matter, you know? With its live tiles. It definitely would be very cool. And maybe maybe on themes as well, that if you... Sorry, I'm trying to burp. When you're, why can I not think of stupid words? Yo Maddox, what is up? How are we doing? Twilight Princess? You know, if you said that to a certain someone who is also a very big Zelda fan, and also whose Zelda game was the first one, they'd be like, "You right there, my guy." I love Breath of the Wild, but you want to see a remake like they did with Skyward Sword. Yeah, I'm actually getting that confused as well. Skyward Sword was this one other Nintendo content creator's first game, not Twilight Princess. I don't know what I was talking about. Yeah, I wonder, Scott. I wonder. Get it? Wonder. Mario Bros. Wonder. Laugh. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. I just checked my YouTube live dashboard, just to check if there's been any messages, thingy. Yeah, I hope for the things that we've talked about. I hope, you know, the Switch. I just want Nintendo to not be so corporate with its menu, because like the Switch One is, they took the Switch One menu a little bit too seriously. Like they went so bloody corporate with it. I want Nintendo to at least have fun, you know. Have fun with themes, menu music, you know. Fix the problems with the Switch One OS, you know. Just make it fun, you know, because that was like the charm you had, Nintendo, with the Wii U, with the Wii, with the GameCube, with the 3DS, the DSi, you know, all those. Please, just bring back that charm. Bring back that charm. Yeah, especially since the Switch 2 looks more sleek, I'm worried that the menus will be boring. Also, Stevie, welcome in as well. Yeah, I hope Nintendo doesn't make it corporate as well, because if they make the Switch 2 look so nice, they have to. They have to. They literally have no other excuse why they wouldn't make it look so beautiful. Beautiful, I say. Because when I look at the Switch 1 here, okay, cool. Dude, I just literally pointed that pointed that out as well. Believe it or not, Stevie. I literally just said that as well. So I'm glad we're all on the same page about this. I mean, what I will say, Stevie, yeah, and I agree with Scott here, yeah. Yeah, very, very valid. Very valid. New Super Smash Brothers. If we do, everybody's gonna get it. And that's what I would like to see. What if there's no menu at all? I think as Nintendo fans, I think we should send a message to Nintendo and tell them we are returning our Switch 2s until you add menu music to your Switch 2 home menu console. What do you think the launch titles will be? So obviously Mario Kart is going to be the definite launch title because it was teased, so it's going to be like obvious. So I'm sure it's something as simple as an OS update as well. Just Nintendo being annoying. That would be very on brand for Nintendo to do. And the fact that, you know, because of how many, like, legal things Nintendo has had to do, the whole of last year as well, it's just like, instead of, like, you know, instead of just filing lawsuits and cease and desisting lots of people, you could have spent all that time working on the actual console itself, you know? Just Nintendo being Nintendo, eh? I wish Nintendo was more supportive of fan games, if I'm going to be honest. Like, you know, because Sega is obviously very supportive with Sonic fan games. I wish Nintendo was more supportive of it. You think it will be released in June-ish? I mean, if the direct is April, I could definitely see it. We're not having what everybody 1-2 Switch sequel on the Switch 2. It made zero sense the first time when everybody 1-2 Switch launched, and it probably didn't even sell well. Why would 1-2 Switch? Why would a sequel to Everybody 1-2 Switch be a launch title? It makes no sense. It wouldn't even sell. 2-3 2-3 Switch. That's a good one. That's a very good one. 2-3 Switch. And a 2 and a 3! 2-3 Switch 2. You know what? If they also make like let's put this hypothetically, if they make Switch 2 come with like Switch Sports, like Resort or something like that in the as a launch title, I definitely think if they do it well, I mean market it good, and they get rid of the annoying things with Switch Sports 1 and make it actually look good, bestseller ever. I really do hope this console is the beginning of something great at Nintendo. This is an opportunity for Nintendo to do something special. I hope so too. I hope Nintendo does very great things with this console. Because they did very great things with the Switch 1, minus the corporate stuff. But, you know, I hope, you know, I just hope for some Nintendo charm that we're desperate for. You know, Nintendo fans are desperate for what made Nintendo's and what made them stand out in the beginning. You know, really, they really need to bring that Nintendo personality and charm back to the consoles, and the Switch 2 hopefully will begin the start of what made Nintendo fun to buy the consoles to begin with. Because let's be honest, you bought you bought a Nintendo Wii to play Wii Sports. You bought a Wii to play Mario Kart. You bought a Wii U because of the gamepad. But we can all agree what we bought all of these Nintendo consoles for is for the Nintendo charm, personality, and just the liveliness of the home console menus. Maybe changes to NSO as well. I don't know. We would have to see. We would have to see what Nintendo would do with NSO. Or maybe they don't. I hope they maybe improve the infrastructure for it, the network infrastructure to be a little bit better. But you know, Nintendo would be Nintendo, and it would be very on brand for them to not do anything. You know. But aside from Nintendo Switch Online, I do hope we have that Nintendo home menu personality, charm, and liveliness. You know. And maybe even the default background could just be like some animated background. Maybe have like all the icons like floating like what they did on the Wii U. Maybe even have the Mii characters. Hey Nanan, please give me a $15 Nintendo card. Buy it yourself. I am not your parent. Anyways, moving on. Oh yeah, Mario Party Jamboree. Yeah, that is a very good game. I do actually have an announcement to make as well during this stream. So hope you're all I hope you all can stick around for that. Yeah, but Jamboree, from what I've seen of the streams and the whatnot, definitely looks good. And I also hope for a new Mario Party game as well, because I did enjoy Superstars, because that was actually my first experience with the Mario Party series of games, or Superstars. Vizio. I don't know if I've pronounced that correctly, or Viliz.io, Lizio. I don't know. Why do you want me to say that? Moving on. Okay, what we really need is Switch 2 farming simulators to show off the beauty of the grass and the farms in HD. Scott, it wouldn't be out of the question of like many farming simulator cozy games to be like, oh, it's another farming simulator, do this. I hope cozy gamers are ready for that. It wouldn't be out of the question for that, but I don't think Nintendo would do one. Oh, Animal Crossing. I definitely know there'll be a lot of people that'll definitely want to see an Animal Crossing. The only experience I've had with Animal Crossing was New Leaf on 3DS, and that was it. Nothing more after that. I just realized the music may have stopped. Yeah, it has. But yeah, probably a new Animal Crossing would probably be nice for those who would get it. Obviously, I'm not really into cozy games or whatnot like that, so it's probably not gonna be for me. I mean, any cozy games for that matter was not really for me, anyways. I mean, I did try Palia once, and then that was it. You know, if I'm gonna be honest, I have not played Palia in a hot minute, to be honest. Oh yeah, and Pokemon, which do expect like probably some sort of like yearly, some sort of like maybe yearly release for it. Because I think like every Pokemon game usually comes out like at the same time as like a like either Pokemon merch or cards or whatnot. Because I know there'll definitely be a lot of people that'll definitely probably want to check out the new, whatever the new Pokemon game is after Scarlet and Violet's bloody disaster, and somehow still ended up being the most incredibly sold game ever. I will say about the Switch 2 though, the 8-inch screen bezels kind of look weird, but you know, I think it's because it is a model, so it is a 3D rendered model in being animated in real time. So yeah, we would have to wait until we see what it actually looks like in person versus, you know, in a trailer or a video. So yeah, lots of Nintendo games. Pardon me. Lots of Nintendo games, lots of fun to have. There's also a new button under the home button on the Joy-Con 2. Yeah. I think in the leaks it was like some sort of like C button or something. I don't know necessarily what it's going to do. Maybe another capture button, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what it would be for. It's not a C stick. It's definitely not like one of the newer, like the new 3DS models where it was like literally looks like a bloody nipple. Like a bloody nipple stick or something. Yeah, I don't know what that it will do. We would have to see, to be honest. We have to see what it would be. Maybe that button can make weird and funny sounds. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, like when you press the home button on the Switch and then you pressed any other buttons, it would make different sounds. I just think it makes a sense that it would be another like easy access of a capture button or something like that. I don't know. I don't know until we see what it actually does. And how would it be able to be utilized in games is also another thing. That's another thing. I hope the capture button can record up to like longer than 30 seconds, I think it was. I would like to see it maybe let you record up to at least a minute or two. Because that's what I would love to see. I don't know. Until we see this console in real life, we'll have to we have yet to see. Alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up for today. I want to thank every single one of you for being here and just being incredibly awesome. Thanks for, as always, the amazing support on this on these streams. You have always been amazing. And yeah, honestly, I can't wait for Switch 2. Switch 2 hype! Yeah, thanks for the 11 likes, everybody. Also, I appreciate that. Now, before I do go, I have one announcement to make. And I am going to go ahead and make this stream public. Let's just put that on this one for now. Give me a second while I make it public. Go. If you go to my channel to celebrate my birthday, which will probably be, which it hasn't been finalized because I want to see how my actual birthday goes. But to make this birthday special, we're going to be playing online with you, the viewers, and I'll get the Switch as well. Now, let me put it on this one so you can see it a little bit better. We are going to be playing Super Mario Party Jamboree. Yep. We're going to be playing Super Mario Party Jamboree on the channel for my birthday. So, you know, I hope to those who have it, obviously, you know, get practicing. This has been by the way, this is the announcement. And yeah, you never thought I was going to get this game or even bring Mario Party to the channel as a whole, right? Well, yeah, we're going to be playing Mario Party. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and raid myself to that stream. So yeah, we're going to be playing Super Mario Party Jamboree. Date has not been finalized, so do bear in mind the date may change without notice. So do keep that in mind. But yeah, to celebrate my birthday, which is gonna land on a Monday. But I thought, you know, we'll see if I do nothing on the Monday, which is on my birthday. I'll change my stream to be on that Monday so that we can play. Yeah, we'll just celebrate my birthday. You know, have a party bash, and yeah, all that great stuff, you know. So hope to see you all for the Super Mario Party Jamboree. Have I played Jamboree yet? I've seen I've seen other people play it, so I probably have like a good idea. I mean, when I went into Mario Party Superstars, like I didn't need any tutorials. I just looked at the button prompts and the everything to play the mini game, and just like I had no issues with it. I had no issues with it, so I'm definitely gonna have probably no issues as well. I'm excited to play Super Mario Party Jamboree because. Mainly because, you know, there's like the Mario Kart. The Mario Kart one. I definitely want to do the Mario Kart one. That's the first thing I want to do on that. So, just give me one moment while I set up the redirect to go to me. Let's see. I put it as January 23rd. That falls on a Thursday. We'll see if I change it to a Monday or I keep it as Thursday. Because if I do Thursday, then you know, I can have much better equipment. It'd be a little bit more quieter, so that we can fully focus. But hey, Rabbit dude, we're just about to wrap the stream up. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, Super Mario Party, Jamboree, happening either on my birthday or maybe days after my birthday. I have yet to see how I want to approach it. But get your Super Mario Party Jamborees up to date. You know, all that good stuff, so that when we do, we will have all the fun in the world. And that is basically my announcement. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. If you indeed enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a like, and of course subscribe if you are indeed new here. And over here is either the last VOD or the Switch 2 reaction video, which I might likely put there, but you never know. Go check that out. Alright, and yeah, we're gonna raid myself. Yeah, so if you want to put the hashtag jameslikestogame raid in that upcoming stream, feel free. But anyways, you all have been awesome. I appreciate all the support, either to the videos, all the streams, or even you checking the community posts. You all have been amazing. All right, I'll speak to you all next time. See yous for the Mario Party stream. If I stream tomorrow, just expect it to be either last minute or I may give it an advance notice. But yeah, and what I will say about the Mario one as well, Mario Party is it's going to be first come first serve, so be quick. All right, you all have been awesome. Catch you in the next one. Peace. Have a good one.